Let's talk about just about women in politics, for instance. We see this being played out in politics again and again. Women in politics, in leadership positions in particular, have to walk a very thin, tricky line where they have to conform to certain attributes to be seen as a good leader. And that is because for a very long time, the notion of leader was associated with being a man with masculine attributes like toughness or courage or stoicity or resilience, all those restraint, emotional restraint. And so women were not considered to be good leaders. And that still happens. Women are not seen to be authoritative or aggressive enough or self-motivated enough to be good leaders. In medical domain, this huge amount of this plays out in form of how women's pain is underestimated. And women are not diagnosed and treated as quickly. We know from the recent NHS research actually that men get diagnosed and treated for the same conditions 4 years younger than women. And they're 4 years earlier than women. And women are seen or perceived to be overestimating their pain. So that means that they're not given the same treatment for the same condition, while men are actually believed or perceived to be underestimating their pain because they still believe that men are more reticent or restrained or stoic. So that means that they're underestimating their pain. On with you. And of course, as we say, there are other costs associated, direct and indirect, in terms of medical diagnosis and treatment, in terms of how women's depression and anxiety is treated, how they're believed or not believed, how their testimonies are believed. So even in jury situations, women are not often believed. They have to modulate their emotions in order to be believed. We saw that with the recent Amber Heard, Johnny Depp case. And I am not going to comment on what was right and what was wrong because I don't know what happened inside a relationship. But all I know is that the way that Amber Heard was judged for her expression of emotions was different to how Johnny Depp was judged. If she was a trauma survivor, she was expected to act in a certain way. She was expected to act like a victim. She was expected to be passive or sad, crying all the time. Just because she showed anger, she was judged for it. And we know that after the trial, one of the jury members even said anonymously that one moment she was crying, another moment she was angry or shouting, and so we could not believe her. So women's testimonies are not believed, and that has a huge mental emotional cost as well.